your sister. That's how you're likening it to a he, to a she, because you're applying it to him, you're applying it to her.
Right. It starts to be more real when you see each other and you're like, man, I'm supposed to apply that to my family, to my house, to my nation. So you won't get you hear the scripture, don't trust in man. People don't understand that. That don't mean that you're not going to deal with man, right? It just means that don't make man your God. Man is not your God. Like I said earlier, you see the problem with religion is you see a man make a mistake and he's supposed to be a believer. If I go smoke crack tomorrow, I am not the truth. The word is the truth. I can go loco tomorrow. Just because I don't believe no more, that doesn't mean the word has not existed for 1,000 years, and the word of the Most High is still going to come to pass. See, but that's what men get caught up. They get caught up on individuals instead of understanding. We do it as a nation because he said what? He said, each one teach one, basically. Right? You're going to go feed my sheep. But he also said, some sheep will not remain. So it doesn't matter what man does. We're together in unity because just like your biker club, right? You went to the biker club because everybody what? Believed in the same thing. But if someone left the biker club, did you leave? Right? When your cousin switched from a Crip to a Blood, did you switch? Huh? No, you stood to your belief. And that's what we have to remember, that you're going to see men fail because men have weaknesses, and men in their mind, they be sitting here but thinking about dealing with something else on the other side of town. Y'all gotta, you know what I'm doing? I want to give you a wake-up call. Stop, understand, you're my brother, but I know, being my brother, that you have shortcomings and that you have to overcome. I'm your brother, but I have shortcomings that I have to overcome. Covet the best gifts, and we move together. Right? Meaning what? I look at the good qualities, and you look at the good qualities and say, that's Christ. The bad stuff, he got to work on that. Y'all see that? That's why we're all striving. That's why we're all sitting here. Because we're all striving for the kingdom and the same goal. We're all one nation trying to come back together and please the Father. Okay, cut that out because it's getting in my throat. All right? So go ahead.
Verse 4.
Okay, she made it in. Shut up, sis. Shut up. Okay, we was wondering about that door. Yeah, to make sure you made it in. Now, she got a little space back there. Those chairs, those chairs need to be moved so she can slide back there if possible. There you go. Man, that ramp, was that ramp hard out there? Okay. No, there you go. Perfect. That's what we were hoping. We were hoping for that whoever needed that access to the ramp would be able to make it. All right, come on, let's read on.
Proverbs chapter 7, verse 4. Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister.
See? Say unto wisdom, thou art my sister. Right? No, say to the comic book,
thou art my sister.
say to the dang what do they like to read? The whole sect of the
manga?
Manga? No, the one the kids read a lot. The series.
The anime?
Nah, it's the magic guys. Yeah, Harry Potter. It's not. How many people read these different books and TV and be like more connected with that? You know what I mean? Come on. You're more connected with the damn anime, and you can break down the anime. The anime got more power. You see yourself as an anime character more than a priest. We're laughing, but come on, Brothers know what I'm talking about. You see yourself anime characters more than priests. And I know some of you are like, that's ridiculous, but there's some among us that see that. You might have grown from that, but the next bro is still in that mode. You see yourself more of a blood. More of the Pyru. You see yourself more crip walking. Like, I'm here, but I'm this other individual. And that's what we have to let go. You have to see wisdom. Wisdom is going to transform you and change you. Go ahead.
Thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman, that they may keep thee from the strange woman.
Right. See, they may keep you from what?
The strange woman.
And remember, we just talked about this in 5. So I'm not going to go in depth. But for the new brother coming in, I do want to touch on it a little bit. The strange woman. And what makes this woman strange? Right? Read.
From the strange woman, from the stranger, which flattered with her lips.
She do it what?
Flattered with her lips.
Right. When she comes back and tells you, you know what? I'm not dealing with nobody, but I got a venereal disease. Who gave it to you? An angel? You gonna think like these Christians? Well, it wasn't. I don't know who gave it to me. It was something in my sleep, nigga. But that's the mind state. The mind state is what? I'm listening to her game. Drop like a honeycomb and speak like that is meaning you are persuaded by her game, right? And the Most High is warning us of that. Wisdom should tell you. But what is on your mind? What are you caught up by? Right? You're caught up by the physical. That's why the scripture says what? Give me just real quick. Give me a desire not for pleasure. Excuse me. Real quick, y'all. This is why it's important. We're gonna move fast and we're gonna try to get through these. We're not gonna edify too much.
25 and 21.
We'll do what?
Ecclesiastes 25 and 21.
Read it.
It says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman.
See? And what does the stumble mean? Well, when you look at all these different kings, when you look at Solomon, he had the wisdom, but what? He stumbled at the beauty and the pleasure of the women. What they have. So, what was their logic? And what was those women's logic to worship other gods? So they persuaded him. You be sitting there like learning and being persuaded by your ribs logic, and she's slower than you. Like, how does that work? How does it work when she's slower than you, but you're persuaded by her logic? The Most High. You said what?
No, I said it don't work.
It does sharpens iron. You got to get her to be sharpened. That's why if she's not in the arena to be sharpened, she will stay butter. If you're not communicating with her, she will stay butter. If you're not sharpening, baby, you got to get back up. You got this. You can fight the spirit, the word, pop, 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 pop. But what happens? Because you don't require from her, she never gets strong because she's not strong.
She's still butter.
She's still butter. So when you fall, she'll be there what? She ain't going to strengthen you. She'll be what? Yeah, you know what? You're right. Fall into more weakness. Yeah, you're right. You know what? Be double-minded. Yeah, you're right. Be unsure. Be faithless. But if you build her to be a strong woman, she will build you with strength. So if you don't have a woman now, the Most High is showing us what? Now when I do get a woman, what to look for in a woman. How to require from a woman. Right? We can't do it like our uncles and our dads did it, y'all. You know what I mean? We jump on them, we hop on them, we hump them, and that's it. And then we what? Ignore them. We can't do it like Al Bundy. We can't do it like that. We got to do it like men in the Bible. Go ahead.
Stumble not at the beauty of a woman.
Right.
And desire her not for pleasure.
See, what happens when you desire her for pleasure? She can say anything and persuade you. When you know that love is thick, you're like, she can say anything to you and what? Persuade you. But here's the key. Check this out. Now let's jump back. Because there's a lot in Ecclesiastes 25 and 26, which you know. Right? But let's jump back. Come on.
For at the window of my house I looked through my casement,
My casement, go ahead.
and beheld among the simple ones.
The simple ones. The simple-minded Negro. The unlearned. The one that is ever learning but never able to come through the knowledge of the truth. This is what he said. I discern the simple ones. Who is it? Who's the simple ones? Go ahead.
I discern among the youth.
The what?
The youth.
The youth. So what is he telling us? It's more prevalent among the youth. And then I know you're saying, well, I'm an older man. Well, there's a lot of old fools too. There's a lot of simple old men too. That hasn't put away childish things. Because that was the scripture. He said that we put away childish things, right? But what about if you're 35 and you ain't put away childish things? And you're still moving like you're 18 years old in high school? Then what? That's why the scripture tells us there's old fools and young fools. Gray hair with wisdom makes you wise. Not just gray hair. Right? So, yes, it's pointing out the youth. But when you go through the book, the Bible, it also reminds us that there's older men that lose wisdom, especially when it comes to women. Right? So that's what he's seen. He's seen the man void of understanding. Go ahead.
A young man void of understanding, passing through the street near her corner.
Right, because what happens when you don't got a woman? Give me the scripture. What happens when you don't have a woman? What happens when you don't have a woman? It says he go up. Come on, I'm giving it away now. He go up and down. Watch, let's get it. What happened? Something else happened?
The camera went off.
The camera went off?
Yeah. The sound is on.
Okay, what you do, the only thing you do is unplug that cord right there on the side. And then plug it back in. You can check that too. Maybe it is loose. Maybe what it is that they loosen it up. When they pull it apart, the bottom gets loose. So what we need to do is tape it to make sure. Plug it in now, but tomorrow. But you want to tape it. Yeah. All right. So sorry, y'all. We'll get the video back in a second. So go ahead and read that.
Ecclesiastes.
No. Oh, you found the slide. Go ahead. Where are we at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 25.
Go ahead and read that.
It reads, where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled. And he that hath no wife will wander up and down mourning.
See, he will wonder what?
Up and down mourning.
Okay, so let's go back to Proverbs. Let's put the puzzle together because it's going to answer questions for us. Read where you at in Proverbs.
Proverbs chapter 7.
But he didn't know what? Let's answer the question now. He didn't know how to get a woman. Okay, let's answer that for the new people. Well, how do we get a woman? How do we get a woman? I'm giving y'all a second to think about it. How do you get the scripture? Given to a what? Go ahead, you got it? Where we at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 23.
Write it down. So you got this brother. What is he doing? The young is going to go search for a hoe. The young one is going to search for a hoe. And I know you're thinking, well, how do you get a woman?
Dad's saying he's gonna search for.
Meaning that this young man is prying and looking because he what? He don't got a woman. What makes him unlearned is he does.
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 23.
Go ahead.
A wicked woman is given as a portion to a wicked man.
And then you're searching for some strange ass. Guess what you're going to find? Some strange. You're going to find a woman because your motive is not, your motive is not what? Read.
But a godly woman is given to him.
No, there's a key word. Is what? Most High will give you her when he meets. The most she was shown and taught. But the Most High brought Eve to Adam. Yes, if you pray and you ask, and you even if you did meet a woman, you're like, well, I met a woman. How do I know? And you went through the standard, you would be able to at least know, is this woman acceptable in the eyes of the Most High? But how we're moving, we're never taught what a woman is, what her standard should be. Because why? Let's be real. The men of Israel don't have a standard. So a wicked woman is giving that portion to a wicked man. Stop beating your head, please. I don't know why she do it, because she's wicked. But I just don't. You chose her, you wanted her up, and that's it. Right? Stop acting like it's so complicated. It's deep. It's deeper than that. No, it's not deeper. You got her because you wanted. You didn't have no rules and regulations, and that's what you got. Now you're coming to learn the word, and you're like, man, but I want more. I want her to be this godly woman, so we can last. You want it to last? Well, then you got to do what's right and show her what the right way is. But if you're coming back and you're going to keep her the hoe, then that's what you're going to have. She ain't gonna raise your kids. She ain't gonna take care of no family. She ain't gonna deal in your life. She's gonna be the what? She's gonna be the hoe. She's gonna be for the streets.
She's gonna evade your courage.
She's gonna break you down. She's gonna do all the wicked qualities that says a wicked woman is. Right? Go ahead, read.
But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Most High.
Read that again.
But a godly woman is given to him that feareth the Most High.
A godly woman is given to him that feared the Most High. You understand? A godly woman is given to him that feared the Most High. You want a godly woman? Then you got to be doing godly things. You want a worldly woman? Be of the world. You want a woman about money? Watch it. You'll be about money. Right? Yeah, we've all seen it. You see the biker club? What is this girl? A biker. He's tatted up. She's tatted up. Right? Let me ask you. When you look at YG, right? Who's he dealing with? Huh? He dealing with believing women? Huh? Cardi B, what's her man? Right. Is he a righteous man of the Most High? Was her ex a righteous man of the Most High? Because what is she? Right. Like, you're going to cleave to your life. You are with you. Don't get upset when you get this type of woman and then beat your head on why you got a whore. You got a hoe because that's what you chose. You got a hoe because you got hoe tendencies. You got a hoe because you got to turn from that hoe mentality. That's why. So it's not overcomplicated. The Most High laid the rules down, and when you don't live in the law, you die. And that's what we do as a nation. That's what the nation of Israel have been doing. We died as a nation. Does it get the brother a Bible? All right, could you get him a Bible out? Get him a Bible, get him the stuff he needs. He already got it. You got it? Got a Bible? Pen, paper, all that. Right, all right, so, y'all, are we understanding this so far? What was it again, brother? Your name? Devontae. So far, is it clear what we're going over? Okay, because if it's not clear to you, then I got to start all over. Yeah, all right, because it's all about the word being clear and what we're going over. Proverbs 7 is pointing out. We're gonna read it again for Kendu and the brother that just came in. All right, so read it again. Where are we at?
Proverbs chapter 7 and verse 8.
Go ahead.
Passing through the street.
Read 7.
Read 7. And beheld among the simple ones, I discerned among the youth.
Right. So a lot of times it be a young man that is simple. But you got a lot of old men that don't want to let go of old things. They're still simple too. Like, what do you call it? You know what I mean? Getting young women and moving around in that. So there's no, it is talking about the youth, but we got also elders that are not acting like elders. They're still acting like men of the world. Go ahead.
A young man void of understanding.
Right? Obviously, he doesn't understand the book, the Bible, the process. Who made the woman? Who made the woman? You don't think he got game of all game? That's the problem. You got hood game and it don't work. Every woman we got was what? Was somebody else's. Think about that. Every woman we lay with, we've been taught to go get these women that are not virgins. And your question is, well, where the virgins at? Well, we messed the virgins up. Remember when you was in middle school and high school? You messed them up. And then you came back around, you got 35, and you bumped right back. Because he doesn't know the corner. She's on.
Right through one of those.
Yeah. Why they on the corner? Because they praising the Most High on the Sabbath? They're on the corner because they're looking for a lick. Right? Go ahead.
And he went the way to her house.
Right?
In the twilight.
Right?
In the evening.
Right?
And in the black and dark night.
Because that's when a lot of people think they're doing things above the eyes of the Most High. So let's get it real quick. You know where I'm going. I'm sure you already know where I'm going. Where is it, Lakai?
Ecclesiastes 23 and 19.
Ecclesiastes 23 and 19. Wait till they get it. See, the Bible's a puzzle. If we put it together correctly, it gives you all the answers. You want to know why you in the condition? It gives you the answers. You want to know why you can't get a good woman? It gives you the answers. The women want to know why they can't get a good man? It gives you the answers. Why your family's in chaos? It gives you the answers. It tells us everything. You don't need a crystal ball. You don't need a stone. You don't need to pray to the Oshun gods or the Orisha gods. The Word gives us the answer. Where are we at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 23 and verse 19.
Go ahead.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men.
What man? Let's jump up. What man are we talking about? Because we're starting to see, y'all, what's going on here. What man only fears the eyes of the Most High? Check this out. Read up and let's get what we're talking about.
Verse 17.
Uh-huh.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
So the young man was looking for what? Read it again.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
He's looking for that sweet bread. He's looking for the sweet bread, and everything is sweet to a man a man that's looking for a whoremonger. Right? So we gotta snap out of it. But me too. We've all been there. I was just telling brothers him yesterday. In my 20s, bro, she committed adultery on me. She was a stripper. And I had the truth. Right? I had the truth. But what happened? I'm in love. I love her. So the young version of me wouldn't apply and wouldn't go back to the scriptures and say, wait a minute, you got to realize you got a hoe. Bro, that broke my heart when she was a stripper. I was like, not so, Lord. But what happened? I loved her. And that's what we got. We got a lot of brothers persuaded by whores, by harlots. And the truth is, I don't blame it on her, y'all. I blame it on me. I had the knowledge. I betrayed the knowledge, and I was young, and I didn't listen. Luckily, I'm not like that and going into my 50s. I'm going to be 48 this year, chasing women, playing that game. I ain't got no time for that. But the problem is that when you're young, you're simple-minded, and life is only, like the white man told you, Money, cars, cash, clothes, and hoes. That's all your mind is on. Your whole life ain't geared towards nothing. That's why you don't think about buying a house at 20 years old. You don't think about real economics. You don't think about longevity. You don't think about child support. Until it hits you, and then you're like, damn, I'm working 2 jobs just to pay this chick. And she ain't doing nothing. She don't even really take care of my child. She ain't feeding him with wisdom. She ain't feeding him with understanding. You don't have to go through that. You can be the man of wisdom. First you got to do is what? What's my warning to you young men? Strap the hell up. Stop jumping into these relationships and poking everything and putting your seed in it and acting like, oh, she's forever. Know what a righteous woman is. The Bible is laying it out. Check it out. Read it again.
All bread is sweet to a whoremonger.
So what we're seeing in Proverbs 7, we're seeing a young man void of understanding, and he's what? He loves hoes. So he's in the streets. You see her ass is out. You see she wearing a sheer shirt with her nipples out, thinking she's Rihanna, and you're like, that's the one I want. She gonna be meek. Knowing damn well, bro, she's gonna be the whole hose, and that's what she do. First chance she gets, she have your baby is, nah, nigga, I'm taking him. And then you're I don't know why she's doing this. Because you chose a hoe. You chose a wicked woman. But let's be real. Because you're wicked and you chose things in wickedness. So we want our life to change. We want us to choose different women. I'm going to mind you, there's Israelite women, there's a lot upstairs, but brothers in here are married. And guess what? Their wives are in the truth. Their wives are studying. So don't come with that. Oh, where am I going to get a woman like that? You're going to get a woman like that by giving your mind to the Most High. It said he will get you a good woman. He will give you a godly woman. And above all, how about he would give you the analytics to choose the right dang woman? He'd give you the damn checklist. Where's your checklist? What's your checklist? Fat ass, thick lips, she got round eyes. Man, that's the one. Right? You don't even give a damn. Fake hair, fake eyelashes. You know what I mean? She don't take care of herself. You don't care about none of that. All you care, fat ass, big breasts, big lips, and then you wonder why you're dealing with a whore. The Most High gives us the analytics, the checklist, and if you follow the checklist, you'll start making the right decisions. Yeah.
All right. What if you have like a woman, but she's not in the street, but she don't come to class or anything? How do you get her to come? How do you get her to, be a part of the body?
First of all, in your case,
I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Okay, so if we're hypothetically speaking, a hypothetic brother is that a man has to be tactical and know the first thing he's not going to do is lay with her. Because now you're showing her it's all about sex. He's got to take the steps of the scriptures and do what? Do what the law says. Prove a friend. That's the betrothal time. Marriage, you have a betrothal time, which we all need. Because if you have sex with this woman and you bring in a child of a woman that you don't even know, that's where child support comes from. Yeah, it's too late now. So the first steps is follow the laws. The law says that you were supposed to betroth her, and then, and knowing what you're dealing with, then you can move on to schedule a date for marriage. But there was a process, right? Go to it. Let's go there real quick, since he's asking, right?
Oh, 6 or 7.
Go to Proverbs 6. Good land, fertile land. Oh, that's not 6, is it? Let's go there. Let's go there first. Proverbs what? Ecclesiastes.
Ecclesiastes 6 and 7.
All right, and then we're gonna go to the one I want. Go to Ecclesiastes 6 and 7.
Oh, and then go to Ecclesiastes 26 and 20.
Okay, look. Let's go to the first one. Where we at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 6 and verse 7.
Right. Ecclesiastes 6 and verse 7 reads.
If thou would get a friend,
right?
Prove him first.
Right. If you get a friend, because your woman is supposed to be your best friend. I think I actually heard that from brothers at times. Oh man, my woman was my best friend. Right. She's supposed to be your best friend. So you're supposed to do what?
Prove, Slacker. If thou would get a friend, prove him first.
I'm going to have to start sitting y'all down. Y'all been here long enough, so don't get offended. Don't get offended because y'all been here over 5 years before you got sat down. All right? It says, prove them first. So you know somebody when you start to go through and deal with them, right? You don't know nobody by just meeting them. You don't know what their shortcomings are. You don't know what they hate. You don't know what they do. You don't know if she's a witch. You don't know if her mama controls her relationships. You don't know if her girlfriend controls her relationships. That's why the scriptures tell you what? First thing is prove them. Meaning you got to have the checklist. Before I lay with this woman and I give her what's precious. See, the problem is you let the world determine that her poom is precious. No. It's you that are precious. They need you to have a baby. They need you to be established as a woman. They need you. But you ain't been taught that. So you're moving in that white man American mentality to where, no, I need them because they have what I want.
Yeah, it's like the way they have it today, they have the man auditioning for the woman. It's like you gotta present yourself to her father, but you don't know nothing about her. You don't know nothing about her past relationships, why they ended, right? And you really gotta go into the mind of why it ended. Because you're gonna be dealing with it. That's the way she thinks is right. But how many of us do that? No, you on the other side, you bring her flowers, you put on your best outfit, you take her to where she wants to go. It's all about her. I'll pay for all your dinner. Isn't that how they taught us? And then she's just there waiting for you to pick up, waiting for you to chop up, waiting for you to cater to her to see if you're going to do that for the rest of her life.
Brothers, I'm going to say it again. Yes, I'm 47, but I've been with my rib for 20-something years. So yeah, now we old and washed up now. But they've been in the truth for that amount of time. So when you look at my rib, you're like, well, look at you. Like some cat said online, yeah, there's no dimes in the truth. Well, my rib was a dime when I met her. I just happened to be with her for over 20-something years. Now we're old. You see what I'm saying? But when I got her, she was a young spring chicken, right? So don't come with that, oh, you know what? I can't get the woman I like in the truth. You can get the woman you like, your style. But the problem is, you don't have the method on how to give them to the Most High and have them yield. You're always submitting to them. You're always submitting. You're the sucker that the white man made us be. So we what? We get on one knee. Can I marry you? Show me that in the Bible where Adam got on one knee. Show me that in the Bible where Adam brought a ring. Yeah. Show me that. Show me in the Bible where these men did that. I can show you where Isaac was set up with his wife, but he wasn't chasing her. I can show you where, yeah, things were given, but they weren't given to her. They were given to the father. They got it twisted, y'all. And you still, well, they don't follow the custom of the Bible. But they follow the custom of the world. They're going to follow a custom. Which one is it? You want them to follow the custom of bridezillas or the custom of the Most High? Don't come with that logic. like, well, they don't follow that. They follow something. But if you don't stand on anything, then what do you think they're going to follow? They're not following nothing. Because we got no standard as men. You would take any damn thing. Long as she thick, you would take her.
Yeah, this is the definition of proof. It says to test, examine, or demonstrate the truth or validity of something. How do you even know she's valid? How do you know if she's not dead? The Bible talks about some friend is friend for an occasion.
Well, we're gonna read that. It's actually when you read that. Go ahead.
But like, so she's all for you because remember, your mind was taught to give her the best version of you. To give her you gotta make sure I'm at the pinnacle for this woman. Now what happens when life gives you that, when the Most High brings you down to a base?
Yeah, you lose your job. What are they trained to do? Well, we see the text. Y'all see what's online. Well, I need a man that's going to take care of me. You ain't a woman then. You're not a friend. You're not. But this is what you're choosing to stick your wee-wee in and thinking what? Oh man, this chick is going to be there. Brothers, the method of the book works. Guarantee it. I was there. And until I grew the hell up, yes, I because I was born in the truth, it didn't take me to 40 to make mistakes. It took me to my 20s to realize, like, okay, I got to follow what I believe and hold these women to a standard. So when I met my rib, the first thing I had to do was hold her to the standard. You know what she did? You want to know why my ribs are why we're together? Why? Because the first thing I did is I taught her this book, and I'd have just split it. Then I required from her to be a part of it. It wasn't we gonna be together and you do your own thing. Hell no. You gotta ride with what I'm doing. Because if a nigga was in the damn dope gang, in the rap gang, in the drug gang, they be riding with them. So there ain't no you while I'm doing my own thing. Nah. If I was punching you in your mouth, you'd be right with me. You'd be right with me. But now that I'm godly, now you can't ride with me. So the woman I knew that was going to deal with me, it wasn't going to be like the last woman I had before them. It wasn't going to be that. So what did I have her do? I had her commit and submit to the truth. That's what I had her do. I had her helping and supporting the body. My ribs will tell you, they were driving these sisters, well, it was in Colorado, now it's 20-something years ago, but they were driving, the brothers and sisters, they had to be in that car. What my baby driving them around? Where she got to work, they had jobs too.
Amen.
They had, tell him, Mark, he was there. I met him 20-some-odd years ago and saw him in Colorado. He was there. But see, the problem is that you're scared. While you're claiming you're hard, you are not hard. You don't know the standard and you don't know how to build a woman, so you go back to your weakness. Why? See, that was my first inception. It wasn't, you know what, baby, you know what, whatever you need, here. Oh, you pregnant now? Oh, you know what, here, sit up on your ass and, bro, you know when you get pregnant at 20-something years old, they can pop that damn baby out and get right back to work the next week. But you build them with weakness and they want to know, well, damn, why she ain't got my back? Because that woman did to his feet. They washed the same feet. It wasn't about me. It was about, are you going to be about this? And guess what? It worked, bro. Where's she at? They're here, submitted, dedicated, and raised my kids. My kids didn't have to be raised with Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, transgenderism. That's how you get a woman and you properly teach them. And if you want to know how I did it, that's exactly how I did it. I stopped thinking like that 20-year-old guy that was so in love with Poon. I found out she was committing adultery. I'm over running in the rain to her house, usher in the rain and all that shit, crying. But that was the simple one. That was the simple man void of understanding. After that, I was like, I'll never go back. But I didn't do I'll never go back and be a vindictive, hateful, emotional ass nigga. The podcast, not that. I said, I got the book. Let me just apply the method. And it works. So you're not going to tell me it don't work. The thing is that you're so used to doing it the old way. So you got to do what? Read it again.
If thou wouldst get a friend,
right?
Prove him first.
Go ahead.
And be not hasty to credit him.
You can't be hasty to credit. Yeah. Oh man, she had her head covered. She read one scripture. That's what the brother. These brothers be doing that. She read a scripture online. Her name, she got Yisrael in her Facebook. First of all, she ain't even spelling it right. You don't know that she came to the truth a year ago. And then you link up with her, and then what? You realize she's not changed. Because you're quick to credit. You don't understand what that us as Israelites, we don't even know what it means to be a brother or a sister. We have to relearn that. That's our problem. Y'all know it. And I know it as a man. Our problem is we want to fulfill the throb. We deal with it. And then next you know, they're like, well, you met me like this. You had sex with me like this. Why are you trying to change me? That's why you pause first and be like, nah, I'm going to change you. And then if you're not willing to conform to a godly manner, then you're not for me. Right? So what is it saying, Rita?
For some men is a friend for his own occasion.
You'll get a woman for their own occasion. Oh, he's on. He got money. He got this. He got that. Or if it's not money, it's like, you know what? It was said, well, I don't want to be alone. Women just might not want to be alone. So they what? They go with a man for that. But you're thinking long term. You might be thinking about, man, I need a woman to support me if I get sick. I need a woman to support me if I fall, if I hurt myself. I need a woman that's going to be there for the kids. But you never assessed it correctly, Doc. We never did. We just like, no, I want to get wet. I want to get it wet. Then three baby mamas later, you're what? 3 child supports later, you're a damn zombie because you got to work for nothing but for child support your whole life. And you're like, God dang. I know it because we're victims of it, right? It says don't be quick to credit. And that's how the Most High does us, does he not? He calls us his wife. And then does he quick to credit you? Does he just say, like the Christians say, hey, 144,000, you made it. Put the bracelet on. No, he's like, oh, you want to be 144,000? First of all, that thong, you got to take that off. That shit's dirty. Let me get you in the white robes. Let me bathe you in oils. We just what? We deal with the stink. You'll eat her out and she just had a nigga come in her. And you're like, you're saying no, but you wouldn't know if you didn't ask questions. You wouldn't know. Everybody's shocked at that, but you wouldn't know if you didn't ask her how many friends she got. And now you're going to try to rule her and correct her when it's too late? You should have knew that from the beginning. But you didn't ask her, well, who's your friend? Oh, that's my cousin. Like, your real cousin or your play cousin? And he's shooting up the box, and then, or her gay friend is shooting up the box. Y'all got to understand what age we're in. That's why it says prove a friend.
Because think about it. If she's got a body count, right, that's more than important. That means she's trying to fulfill her throb.
Right.
Her itch too. So she's having the same way you out there. That's what it is right now. Y'all listen to these women. They're not scared to tell you that they're out there to get their rocks off too. But then you want to come and look at her, and you're judging with the googly eyes, with the carnal eyes. You're like, yeah, that's my idea of a wife.
Right.
And it might be as stupid as she's a doctor. She's got she makes 6 figures.
Right.
She goes to church.
Oh,
not the whole. Because anybody here would say, I just know hoe.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the skillful hoe. The librarian hoe.
Yeah.
The teacher hoe.
Right.
The nurse hoe.
Now, for the record, we are on the subject of a young man going and dealing with whores. Mind you, I'm going to say this. I just said it. All the Israelite women ain't whores.
Right.
So no, this ain't banging on women. This is banging on women that love to be harlots.
It's banging on brothers that are on a
And men that love to be harlots too.
Right.
So let's make this right, all right? It's about women and men that love to be this way. And because, I'm going to say it again, you picked a hoe because you're a hoe. That's what it is. You want to look and judge her for her negative qualities, judge yourself. That's what the book says. So remember, we're going in on this topic because that's the subject. But the reality of it is, you made the bad decision and you draw to you what you are. So that's why it's important that you start changing you, and then your circle will be different. The people around you, your wife, the woman you choose, your children will be different. That's what I had to wake the hell up and say. I got to change me first. Then when I was able to do that, I can make the right decisions on who to choose and how to plan out a mission plan for the next woman that I was going to get with. Right? So that's what it's telling us. It's telling us, prove them for, have a plan. Right? Go ahead.
And will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
See that? What woman, what true friend is gone in the day of trouble? Or tells you, you know what, I can't do this no more because you lost your job. Because she don't get the bag and the money no more. So there's a friend only there, read on, it's going to tell us.
And there is a friend who being turned to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach.
Right, you know what that's showing us? That this friend now is turning an enemy. How many relationships, because you lose the job or you lose your position or you can't do them for no more, now she's what? She's your enemy. That's not a friend, y'all.
Yeah, it says enmity signifies a deep-seated hatred or hostility, often between individuals or groups. Like, so it went from lovey-dovey, I love you, babe, to now you don't have what she puts in her list to find you as a man, which is not the wisdom, because unless you become a reprobate, you can't lose it, right? But she's based it on the same way you did, carnal things. So you lose a car, you lose a house, you lose a job, or your health starts decaying, right? And now she's like, she got this deep-seated hatred for you. She loves you because you was in the military. You was gonna get that life benefits.
Yeah.
You was gonna get my paycheck boosted. Or you was strong. When I met you, you was strong. You could do all day. 5 times a day, one after the other. Now you 45 and wash. No, it's serious, because this is the same way you went in looking for a woman is the same way she went in looking for
a man. Yep. Yeah.
And that's the same thing, like I'm glad you brought up the word enmity, because it brings that up in Genesis when it said the Most High put enmity between man and woman.
Right.
So that's been from the beginning.
Right. Well, the enmity, hold on, you misquoted that.
All right.
The enmity was between the serpent. It wasn't between man and woman.
Okay.
You misquoted that. Go back and read. You'll see. It was the serpent that was going to be the enmity.
Got it.
But to speak to what you're trying to say, when you go to Deuteronomy, it says, her eye shall be evil to him, and his eye will be evil to her. All right? That more speaks to what you're trying to bring out. Because we disobeyed the commandments of the Most High, what happens? You were going to have that war with each other. And that's Deuteronomy 28, 54 all the way down. Right? Yeah, Deuteronomy 28 and what's that, 54 to 56. Yeah. That's more so what you're talking about. But now, let's jump over. Let's see how to get this woman. So, this is the first step, right? Proving her, right? Now, check this out. This goes into a little bit more detail. Where we at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 20.
Check this out, y'all. If you wanted to know how to choose her, it tells us here. Then it tells us why. 26 and what?
And 20.
Go ahead.
When thou
Hold on. Wait till you get there.
You got the red book? It's page 86 in the red.
You're gonna read verse 19, huh?
Verse 19.
Right. Because this is talking to, remember, it's talking to the Israelite, the young man. Right? Or the young man inside your brain, right? Right? Because you still think you're that guy. Come on, where we at?
Ecclesiastes chapter 26 and verse 19.
Go ahead.
My son,
So, just like Proverbs, right? My son, go ahead.
keep the flower of thine age.
See, a lot of men don't understand you're supposed to keep your virgin. You're willing to stick it into everything. And like I constantly tell my son, I look at him and I'll be like, you're valuable. Don't never just give yourself to any woman. I was like, look at all the stuff you know how to do. You know how to do the lawn. You know how to clean the house. You know how to cook. You know how to be patient. You know how to take care of your brother. You know how to take care of your sister. You're valuable. I was like, no woman is just going to take my son and have this nigga dead bowing down to her. Hell nah. He going to get a good woman that can match his energy and his strength and his wisdom and the Most High. She got to be above in that. You see? So the thing is, a lot of us don't look at, you know how when you read flower, you're thinking virginity of a woman. The man has a flower of virginity too. Right? Hold on, he has. Go ahead, Arya.
I like what you're bringing out because me and Hunter Rock was working yesterday, and
talk a little louder so they can hear you.
I like what you're bringing out because the fact of what the scriptures is talking about. Me and Hunter Rock encountered a sister, the man, her brother. He committed suicide, and he committed suicide because of his woman. It was his first girlfriend that he ever got with, and his whole life changed because he lost his job, he lost the car, and so he gave all of his savings to her to make her happy, to pacify her. Well, she still wasn't pacified, so he went out of his wits all the way to killing himself.
Wow.
He played it off like everything was cool. He told everybody, yeah, we're good. But all the while, she was draining his money, draining his spirit, till he offed himself. They were like, why didn't you just leave her? He was
because men's are taught in this life that a woman is supposed to be their whole world.
Right.
Because it's not the father no more. Remember, it's not, like it says in Corinthians 11, God, Christ, man, woman, right? It's I got to get a good job to get a good woman, right? To chase women, to have finances, to live in this life and be successful.
And if you fail, kill yourself.
Which always it fails. Like, who don't lose a job? Who don't have a problem in these different arenas? So what happens is there's nothing more linked. He's not linked in. We're not linked into anything more powerful. So when that weak cord snaps, what is it? We're done. We break down. Brothers, you're kings. You were taught to think like the white man and be weak like the white man. That's your problem. So now you start doing what? Breaking down like the white man. You start feeling like them, emotional like them. You can't control your anger like them. That's why you what? You spaz out, you get emotional, you can't control your pride, you can't control your lust, you can't control anything because who are you trying to emulate? You're trying to emulate Scarface. Scarface, what? Because he busts guns? Any man can bust a gun. Y'all must not be on YouTube. There's little white boys busting guns way better than grown-ass men. So there ain't no, because you can bust guns, anybody can bust a gun. Anybody, if it come down to it, gotta survive. We can all bust guns. Everybody's, that's in your head. That's real. That'll make you real. The average man will fight for his life if he had to. See, what makes us real is control and power. In controlling our life. Because if you can't survive in life, what does it mean if you can bust guns? You know what I mean? Let's weigh it out. You can't survive in life, but you can shoot? Well, yeah, go ahead.
It's like what you were saying when you taught your son, like, you've already valued because you can cut grass, you can cook, you can do all these different things. Because the average chick nowadays, when you meet them, they don't,
do none of that.
Women gonna get out there and cut the grass.
No.
I mean, that's valuable in itself. They not gonna want to get out there now.
That's real.
Cut no grass.
That's
You
real.
already- You made you stronger with that. That was an incident.
That's real.
I was having earlier. Like
Or cook,
that too.
yeah.
Most like I could always cook better than the rib I had. So,
Right.
You know what I mean? So
And nowadays, mama's not raising them like that, so they're valuable. And this is why they're breaking down mentally, because they're like, man, I look good, but I can't get a good man. Because everybody, you're only worried about the outward appearance, and the men you're getting with is for the outward appearance.
Right.
So they don't care about none of that. They want to run through you because they've been warped and demented to think you're a whole, and you treat yourself like a whole. See, it's like a cycle that we put ourselves in. But check this out. Well, I'm going to answer this and we're going to jump back. All right, read that.
My son, keep the flower of thine age.
Go ahead.
And give not thy strength to strangers.
Give not thy strength to women, to these strange women. How do we know that? Because Proverbs 31 says, give not thy strength unto women. And what is your strength?
your energy.
What is your strength? What?
It's your mind. Your mind is everything. Once you give any ounce of strength, you take everything.
What is supposed to be your strength? Who knows? No, you said it.
Oh, okay.
No, I want the scripture. What you said is in there, but if we get the scripture, it tells us wisdom is what? Wisdom is strength. So when you give her your strength, you're yielding your wisdom, your mind, your spirit to this woman. What?
So was the story of Samson when they was talking about he gave his strength to Delilah and even to the woman that he met again. Was that his wisdom or was that his physical strength?
That was, where did it first have to go through?
Mine.
She broke him down mentally first.
Yeah, because they said he vexed her.
Yeah, she vexed him. There you go. The first thing that had to happen was to break him down mentally and spiritually, and then that's what happened afterwards. The physical happened. See? And that's the same. That's how it works. A woman breaks a man down mentally because he has no mental strength, no spiritual strength. So when you yield your logic, like the Bible says, your wits to the woman, she will make you go out of your wits. Yeah. So that's what it's talking about. Giving your strength to a woman, to strangers. And why does it say stranger? Because you don't know this woman. You don't know this woman. Right? Yes, back in the days and now, women of other nations. But before that, you don't know how they live. Like when he said, don't deal with these other nations, he's like, look, because you don't know how they live. They're strange to what you do. But now you got to be shown that they're strange to the Most High. They're strange to the will of the Most High. That's why you get with these women, and next you know, you make her your wife, and you have a baby, and you're fighting with her about transgenderism. How about that? How about, well, let him, if he wants to deal like that, imagine that. Yeah, I bet you brothers be feeling like stupid as hell. I bet they'll be breaking a man down. I feel like, I don't know what I'll do. I'm glad the Lord ain't never put me in that situation. But because we deal with women that are strange to the will of the Father and to the right things a man's supposed to do in righteousness. They're strange to this. Go ahead.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession.
So, how do you know you get a fruitful possession? How do you know that? No, that was a rhetorical one. It's gonna tell us. Read.
Through all the field.
Go ahead.
Sow it with thine own seed.
Right. So how do you know you got a fruitful possession? What?
Through all the field.
Huh?
Like through the fruit. Like through the fruit that it bear.
Right, but what? How do you know it got fruit on it? What?
You're intertwining with your seed, with your fruits. The seed.
Okay, but we're missing a step. Let's start from the beginning. Read it again.
When thou hast gotten.
Stop. What?
Oh, I get it now.
What's the first step? Has anybody bought land?
I get it now.
I haven't either, but I know because I've been trying to learn and understand how to do it. What's the first step? All right, we're gonna get the sixth. You don't know the first step. What you got?
You have to thoroughly examine the land and make sure that it has the properties to yield the fruit that you need.
There you go. You wouldn't know what type of land it is unless you thoroughly examine the land. See, you know how black people do it? You know how our people being destroyed for the lack of knowledge do it? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? You know how they do it? They be like, they look on the site. What's the site we going on looking for land? Yeah, we look on Zillow and be like, man, it's big. There's flowers on it. But you don't know if it got water. You don't know if it got all the necessary things to feed the land. You don't know if the land is sunk in. You're looking at the profile of the land, right? The mock-up. That's like you meet a chick, she catfishing you, and you never even met her, and you sending her money. You seen her toes though, so I've seen her toes. Hit me with that cash app. Right? You gotta understand that the Most High don't do things like that. He's a tactician. The Most High is teaching you to be gods. Everybody always says that. Man, you're gods, we're gods. We were gods, ye were gods. But ye shall die like men. We've been reduced to rubble because we don't want to act and think like a god. So this is a God mentality. I mean, even the white man knows that, being a beast, that he is. He's like, you guys are uneducated. But that's why it says, my people destroyed for the lack of knowledge. It's time to knowledge up. But not with the white man's knowledge, not with the PhD and all that stuff, with the knowledge that controls everything. That is able to see everything on a plain level and really examine. So what is he telling us? When we see a good land, then, watch, read it again.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession.
Right, you know, okay, we excavated the land, then, no, go ahead, what you gonna say, Al? Okay, all right, where do you want to bring the precept in? Right here? Okay, let's go ahead and go with it.
Proverbs chapter 24 verse 27.
Okay, let's go there. Proverbs what?
24 and 27.
Hold that, and then we're gonna jump back to make this point. Proverbs what?
24 and 27.
Go ahead.
Prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field.
Right, so you have to do what?
Prepare thy work without, and make it fit for thyself in the field.
So what is it telling us? Go ahead.
So when you get this possession, right?
Yeah.
You gotta actually first you get it, you examine it, then you gotta put work into it. You gotta actually, okay, let me examine this. Okay, like let's say physical, right? Okay, let me till the land, make sure everything's flat.
Right.
You gotta actually put labor into this work here, this field.
Right. So what is it showing us? And how old are you? He's 18. See, he's learning, the new generation is learning how to proper survey a land. Whether it be a physical land, whether it be a spirit, a system, right? To do things the way the Most High said. That's what the young men are learning. So that way when he gets a woman, he don't got to go through what we've been through. The hurt, the pain, the cry, the turmoil, the running in the rain, all that. Right? Yeah, I miss you so much I followed you today. You know what I mean? Yeah, right? You don't got to go through that because the proper way we're learning. Did you finish that?
And afterwards,
then it's a proper way to do things. Go ahead.
And afterwards build thine house.
Then, right? You get these houses, you go look at the inside, outside, you be like, man, this is nice. But you didn't realize there was a crack in the roof. You didn't know the foundation was off. And it could be little things. And you're like, oh, damn, I didn't know this house was, it looks nice, but there's so much. The plumbing is bad, right? But they made it look so good with the physical things, right? And that's what we see. We see a woman made up right? Have y'all seen the one YouTube where it says if guys lie as much as the women, and he starts taking off his beard, taking off. It was funny as hell, but just think about it. You look at the makeup instead of really what's the inner workings of the house. And that's what we learn, or rather we did learn in everything. And we just jump into the things.
We do it the total opposite.
Yeah.
We get with her, we lay with her, we have a baby with her, and then now we trying to say, well, you know I'm about this Bible life. What?
It's too late.
And then you wonder why she's like not about this. Well, you went through the steps the wrong way.
Yeah.
And how many of us can really attest to that?
Yeah.
That you went through the steps the wrong way.
Gone. Yeah. All right, let's go back. Let's finish this and we jump back to Proverbs. Read on.
Verse 20.
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 26 and 20.
Right?
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession
Right.
through all the field,
Right.
sow it with thine own seed.
Right. And then you sow it with your seed. But think about how much you have to know before you put your seed into this woman.
Yeah, one of the things that we were just learning about looking for the land is something called easement. Like if you gotta go buy land and you're trying to buy like rural land, there's a thing called easement, which means somebody might have legal rights to go through your land. So you get this land, you buy 13 acres, and then you find out somebody's got an easement, which means they could come build a whole house, they can build a driveway, they can build anything right on your property. Because because you didn't go through the steps to really find out if this was if this was quality land. If there was anybody else who had ownership, what does that look like? What does that look like today? She got friends.
Yeah.
She got friends, and he's thinking that that's his woman.
Yeah.
You thinking that that's your woman. And y'all both being like, wait, when you told me you would, what's up, Rock?
Now, you know what they think in the world. They say the baby daddy always has access to this woman. He can come through any time, and this relationship will hit.
Oh yeah.
That's what they think. So, yeah, that's what I think of with the easement.
But that's literally what that easement is. He's always got access. And there's a lot of brothers that don't care if she's got a new man.
Right.
And a woman will be like, yeah, I remember those good times, and fall right back for the line.
Yep.
Right, keep reading.
Trusting in the goodness of thy stock.
Right. But you have to know that this stock, right? This woman you're finna breed with is good. Right? Bro, the great thing about this period in time, they snitch on themselves ahead of time. All you gotta do is just go through their Facebook, through their Instagram, through their TikTok and realize, oh, she's loud, she's boisterous, she's disrespectful, she likes showing her ass, or, you know what, nah, she's a little more conservative, she stays to herself, she's not flamboyant, oh wow, I didn't realize, oh, she actually reads books. Okay, that could be a plus, it could be, well, we need to figure that out, but at least you're assessing.
Yes. Yeah.
You're assessing to know if this is a good stock to have a child with. We think about it, y'all. We put our seed into anything and don't even know. Well, how many of y'all want transgender boys? Raise your hand. Huh? How many of y'all want your daughters to cut off their breasts and to become a man? How many of us? None of us want that. But guess what? How about if I told you you can at least do 99% of the work to stop it? Yeah, because I know, even though I'm in the truth, my children are going to have to make decisions. And they can lose it too, lose their damn mind too, right? But at least I can say I did everything, right? And the Most High will do the rest. What's that, can do?
You appraise her like you appraise the land.
Right, you appraise her.
Appraise her.
Not praise, but appraise.
Appraise.
You appraise. Exactly. Now you get it, huh?
Yeah.
You see where we mess up though? We just automatically put our stock on it and we don't think about what she really is. Now you gotta go back. You gotta go back and start making sure you fix all that. And it's harder. Sometimes it's harder to go back and be like, okay, because you'll ask, well, brother, I just learned. I'm learning this now, and I'm reading it. I'm going to go back over it, but how do I get my woman locked in to this? Well, first thing you do is, as much as you're committing, she got to ride with you. Well, she ain't on that. Well, there you go. You already know. You already know that a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand. It's going to be hard as hell when you cut off Christmas, Halloween, and Thanksgiving, and you cut off all these false holidays, and you're telling her, well, hey, I don't do that no more. And she's like, well, that's you. Then you're going to start realizing, oh, she's really not about me. She's really not about me, and above all, she is not about the Father. So it's harder. Go ahead, read on.
So thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified.
Wait a minute. They will be what?
Be magnified.
You want your race to be what?
Magnified.
No, you want them to be little ninjas.
Magnified.
Drug dealers.
Magnified.
Dope heads.
Magnified.
Crack babies.
Magnified.
You want them to be the kings and priests. But how do you get your race to be magnified if you're putting your stock into a strange woman? This is why it tells us. Check this out. Read.
Having the confidence of their
Having the what?
The confidence.
Bro, is anybody confident when you like holding her tight and shoot that she's gonna be there? Like, man, when I let this loose, if she becomes pregnant, because guess what, Israelites, but the Bible doesn't believe in abortion. You ripping the damn baby out of you. So are you confident that if I have a baby with this woman, that a year later we're not going to be broke up? You got to have confidence in that. Go ahead.
Having the confidence of their good descent.
See? Meaning coming from this woman, right? Now check this out. Read.
And harlot.
A what?
And harlot.
Read.
Shall be accounted as spittle.
See? I know it's hard. You're like, God, man, I ain't never read that. I ain't never read that, because that's what the Most High is showing us. A harlot. Read it again.
And harlot shall be accounted as spittle.
The Most High is not dealing with this type of woman or man. Read.
But a married woman.
A what?
A married woman.
Go ahead.
Is a tower against death.
See, but you didn't look for a married woman, so what you get? You got a harlot. And you read on down, it tells you about this woman and about how she thinks and deals and acts. Yeah.
What does that mean? A godly woman is, a married woman is a tower against death to her husband.
Let's go there. Go to verse, when it says tower of death. Watch. This is going to give you pillar. Where's it, pillar rest? Go to is verse, is it 25?
Oh, 36 and 24.
Yeah, I keep. Go to Ecclesiastes 36 and 24. So this tower, right? Ecclesiastes 36 and 24. So this tower is a tower, like think about it. When they come to invade the nation, right? The tower was set up to do what?
The tower was set up to go up on the walls.
Right, but to do what? What are?
The tower for the watchmen to see the enemies coming from far away.
The tower would be for the enemies to see and for you to warn them.
Oh, so she the one that warned you when something about to come.
Bro, she's your ride or die.
Right, that's right.
You know this woman is a ride or die. She's gonna what? Look out for you. It ain't you just looking out for her, she's looking out for you. Right? That's a true friend. It ain't I gotta do all the work and then you don't do nothing. That's what America taught us, this backwards mentality. So then when we get in this relationship, I got your back, but you don't got mine? What type of relationship is that? What about us having each other's back? But when we know where this started. This started in the Jim Crow era. Right? We always talk about that. Willie Lynch syndrome. The black woman, the black woman to divide him from the black man. Right? We know when that started. So they're not thinking tower of death. They're thinking money, because that's what the white man put in their mind, right? Money. If you don't make $100,000, you don't make this amount of money. It's stupid, because now go online and you see all these older women, old and washed up, crying because they don't got a man there. Because the man is like, nah, I'd rather be alone than deal with you guys. See? It backfired, y'all. The white man's knowledge, that's why it says the knowledge of wickedness is not wisdom. Their knowledge is not wise. Because look at the outcome. If it was working, we wouldn't have less marriages, divided homes, divided families, one-parented homes. And this is American statistics, right? And then let's talk about the blacks, Hispanics, Native American. We're low as hell on those statistics. Why? Because we're trying so much to emulate the white man in America. Yeah.
Oh no, just going off of you saying that how they raise the mindset of the women. It's over 90% of divorces are led by the women.
There you go.
Show you their
Hey.
mindset. Yeah, over 90%.
Yeah, you got to Google that. We got to throw the actual, right? We got to throw that up. I know. I believe it. I believe it. I'm just saying, a lot of our people don't know that. They don't know that. Because why? You let your woman be influenced by all these other things. Mom is still coming over, yelling her mouth. I'll be damned. Like, Mom and grandma still coming over, running her mouth in my relationship. Black man, we got to wake up. Israelite man, we got to wake the hell up and man up. And that don't mean you got to go to war with them and fight with them. There's a way to build your woman and teach her, and you guys become a unified front in the same mind, same judgment. There's a way to do it. All right, finish it. Come on.
Ecclesiastes chapter 36, verse 24.
Go ahead.
He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession.
Begetteth a possession. Now I know you're like, well, see, what do you mean possession? Well, she's your possession too. You're her possession too. You are each other's. It said the woman was created for the man and the man for the woman. Right? But there's an order of things. She was created for you. They don't want to hear that. That hurts them. That messes with them. You're my possession. Yeah. That they only do this with white men. I watched the series Suits. You know, me and my Red, that's our little Netflix thing, Suits. But I'd seen it the other day, and he made a joke in there. He said, well, "You're my possession," and she said, "Well, you're," and she kissed him, right? Because it's what's the prince's wife? What that was on there? What's his name? From Europe?
Oh, you talking about
Meghan Markle, right? Remember, she was on that series until she got married to the prince and Prince over there.
Really?
Yeah, she got married to him, but she's not really an Israelite. Her dad's a white man. But anyway, she has the skin color. And remember, they're trying to portray that. They only put that when it comes to the white man. Even the joke, and what did she do? She laughed it off and kissed him. Black people, go look at black series. You make that damn comment, they make sure to tell you. Nigga, I'm independent. You don't run me. You can't tell me. But for the white man, she's over there, ha 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 ha, and kissing all up on him. And I'm like, if this was us, it would have been made a show to show black man, stay in your damn lane. Chase the poontang and be a servant for their sakes. So the Tyler Perry syndrome. What's up, Lakai?
Yeah, it's horrible, man. I seen that at work when we first started working over there. The white supervisor, he opened up the water, did a little sip out of it. He ended up dropping it on the floor. The girl from the tool room come out. She pick up his water, go throw it away, grab a whole new water. I'm like, and the way I see her, the way she talk about her husband, I'm like, she'd probably never do that for her husband.
Wow.
But his white dude dropped his water. She got him.
Right, she's right there for Massa.
Right.
She right there for Massa. And I'm not saying don't go to work and don't do your job or whatever, but the point what you're saying stands. If you're going to do this for this animal, but then go home to your king and act like the nigga's nothing,